We'll end with this. Speaking of Raw, to close out this week's show, Roman Reigns is out, but you take one Samoan out and insert another one. Jimmy Uso is on the Raw roster seemingly now. I mean, the brand split stuff hardly matters, so who knows? But with his wife now getting pregnant, moving on over to the Raw roster, Jimmy Uso reuniting with Jey Uso to combat the Vision's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed on Raw. Now, I think we've thrown out this possibility before as far as the Usos reuniting. You're a big Jey Uso guy, Mr. Marceau, so I feel like asking you is appropriate. Are you excited for this reunion, or are you kind of disappointed that there are, not already because it lasted a while, that they're cutting short the Jey Uso singles push? Does this put that in jeopardy?
It does. I mean, but like at this point, they've pretty much done everything they can with Jey. I mean, he's won the IC title, he won the World Championship. I don't think he's going back for either belt. I mean, seems like nostalgia. We've got the Usos back together, assuming they'll eventually team with Roman. I'm glad that he got the 2 title runs. I just feel like at this point, like I just don't see them pushing him out like a singles title run. So I don't hate that they're going to for the tag titles.
Well, I mean, he's done a lot of what he can do. I mean, he won the Rumble within the last year, the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, won the Intercontinental Championship as well, albeit briefly. All of those reigns were short. He held the tag titles with someone else other than Jimmy Uso with Cody Rhodes 2 years ago. So how much more can you really do with the guy on his own? And they already also have a lot of baby faces. Now that you moved LA Knight to the Raw roster, I would like to see him get the push that Jey Uso has had for the last year. Whether it be in the mid-card, upper mid-card, main event. He was in the main event of Clash of Paris, but I just don't know quite what you do with LA Knight now that he's lost again to Seth Rollins at the pay-per-view this past weekend. I would rather see him occupy the spot that Jey Uso had. But does the seemingly set-up match with the Usos versus Breaker and Reed intrigue you at all? Because to me it feels like a rehash of what we got at SummerSlam with Roman and Jey versus Breaker and Reed.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but I guess it's the different dynamic of putting the Usos back together, and then we get them, and maybe, like I said, put them back in like the actual tag title picture. But, I mean, I don't hate it.
And is it a big help for the Raw tag team division to have the Usos back in the mix?
I would say so. I mean, they don't really have too many teams, so.
I mean, they probably are the team that beat the Usos for the tag, or not the Usos, the Judgment Day for the tag team titles, right?
I would say so.
I mean, that would make the most sense to me. Speaking of the Judgment Day, Johnny said the best story on Raw right now is the Judgment Day. I disagree. It's not even really a story. I mean, they're just kind of there. They hold a lot of the championships. I'll give them that, but it's not really much of a story. Chris said, is Ava still training to be a wrestler? I don't know. It wasn't going all that well because when she did wrestle, she was not very good. And I think they then pivoted to her being the on-screen GM because that was the only role that they had for her that made sense, and she fucking sucked at that too. And so I don't really know what you do with Ava, to be honest with you. If they're going to have The Rock's daughter on the show, they're going to find a role for her to be on the show. But she's just not really all that good at any of it, in my opinion. Lucha Bros has to be reunited next. Is that imminent, Mr. Marceau, you think? Lucha Bros versus Usos incoming?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think, especially with Penta, I feel like on Raw, he's kind of spinning his wheels right now. So, I mean, I think so. He's kind of doing like mid to low card fodder at this point. So I think a reunion is kind of needed at this point.
Yeah, I think it's definitely inevitable. I don't know if you do it soon. I would like to see Penta get a mid-card title reign first, but with Dominic being champion, he's already lost to Dominic a couple different times now.